is, okay, now we're moving on to where did I find out. I made an appointment for him to go to Child Serve, and Child Serve is, I guess, a children's development place, and they got him in for an appointment, and the appointment was like a month later, whatever. So now we're going to the appointment. We're driving 2 hours away. You know, we gassed up. We got snacks. We ate. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's find out. This is my mission for today, is to figure out. He don't even know what's going on, but he just. So we drive there. And we get there, and the building was colorful. It's like a construction building, but it had, you know how they paint the building, like different posts on the building. Like I remember seeing orange and blue and yellow. I'm like, oh, already this looks homey, you know. And you get in, and it was like a new constructed building with different colors, and you just see kids. The lady at the desk, she was so nice. She was just like, okay, well, we're gonna get you to who you need to see. Felt comfortable, felt homey. It felt like a place for kids and adults at the same time. It came quick. She came and got us, and she took us to rooms. It was a room right here and a room right here, and it had like a mirror, a two-way mirror where they could see us because we couldn't see them. So she took us in the room, and she explained to me what was about to happen. She was just saying, like, it's 3 therapists that all of us are going to do different tests with him to see where his development is. Just say, you just be yourself, be normal, just, you know, so we can interact with him how you usually would, and we'll just take it from there. So the first therapist come in, and he brought toys. He brought blocks where he stars, triangles, rectangles, stuff like that. And then he bought blocks with ABCs. He bought a baby with a bathtub, and he had a bubble machine, and he had a few more toys, but I can't remember what they was. So the first toy, Marvelous, we had the same toy at home. So he would put the triangles and the star and the square in there, and he'll be able to do it pretty well. And then he would say, a car, he had a car too. And he said, this is a car. And so what I'm about to do is I'm show. I said he never really played the car before. He said that's okay, but I'm gonna show him how to do it, and then I'll see if he repeats. And so he showed him how to do the car. He took the car and picked it up, and he just started spinning the wheels. So he didn't do that. And then like the bubbles, usually they would, you know, kids without autism, they would jump up and play with them, and he didn't do that. He just looked and stared at them. So that was probably basically it with that, but it was more to it than that. But you know, I can't tell everything. So then the next lady come in, and she would do his speech and sound. I think she's like a speech therapist, and she would say, see what words he knew, and ask me questions and stuff. And then I would have to fill out this because so I guess the appointment took a while to happen because they had to send me mail, and the send me mail. It was a survey, not a survey, but like a questionnaire saying, can Marvelous do this? Sometimes, never, most times, it was something like that. So that's what they're going off with their questions and stuff. So then they give me another one to fill out right then and there. So I didn't see much. I was filling out the paper and answering the questions when she needed me to. But she was just like, seeing what sounds he knew. Like, I guess like at a certain age, they should be able to say a certain amount of words, or even be making the sounds, you know, like the animal sounds and stuff. And so the third teacher came in to see what his pinpoint was, I guess. And that's another one. I was filling out more paperwork, so I didn't really get to see that in depth. But she had different toys, and she would say, Marvelous, do this, Marvelous, do that. And let me go back to the first one. And then I let him know that he likes ABCs, you know, stuff like that. So the first one, his more attention, they put all the toys out and see what he went to. He went to the blocks. He went to the ABC blocks, and he was, and then he had Cheerios to see if he would tell him if he wanted more to eat and stuff. So he put the Cheerios on the table. He gave Marvelous a Cheerio, and then Marvelous ate it. And then he put the Cheerio back in the thing, and he closed it. And Marvelous came to him like, give me what's in there. No, he's like, that was good. That was good. But he didn't say it though. And I was like, well, sometimes he does. I told him to say eat, 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 eat. So then he kept on saying eat, eat. And then he would open it up. He was like, that's a good thing. Know that he will tell you what he wants when he wants. Now it's lunchtime. Because we got there like at 8:30. So we did like a lot of tests. And it took like, a few hours. But it didn't feel like a long time. Because it was just like regular. But now it's lunchtime. And so they said, okay, so you feed Marvelous. We're going to sit in here and talk. You just do what you do regularly. And the whole time they're recording. They're recording everything so they can go back and look at it. So they don't forget anything and have an accurate reading. So Marvelous still doesn't feed himself. I was feeding him then too. I want them to see that he doesn't feed himself. He won't feed himself. So I said, here, Marvelous, you feed yourself. No, you do it. And he gave the spoon back to me. And they're like, no, Mommy, you do it. I wanted them to see everything in depth. I just, did what we would usually do, just whatever. And so then they come back and they say, our diagnosis is that we agree with you. Your child does have autism. And I said, thank you. Like, that's why we went there. Because I knew it, like a mom would know, you know in your heart. So I just wanted to confirm it. And that was my whole point of going there. And then it's like, yeah, we agree with you. And this is a short summary of what we come across or whatever. And I have it at home, so I'll tell you guys later when I get to it. His diagnosis, where he is on the spectrum that day. But he was like, that was like at least a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So he's further up. He's not, even just with his toddlerism, like he isn't as young, so he knows more now. Where did you find out? I found out at Child Serve. We had to drive 2 hours away to find out. And it was a specialist clinic for children. How do I feel about my child having autism? I am okay with it. Like, as soon as I realized that he had autism that day, it was like, dang, because I was kind of mad. Like, did he get it from the shots? Why does he have autism? Why is he acting like this now? I have videos with him pointing, like he got his foot in the bed. It wasn't really stuck, but it was stuck. He couldn't get it out, but I just had to move the bed but he was telling me, like, pointing to it, like my foot. I'm like, was it because of the shots? But like, I have Snapchats and video of him, not wanting to touch his food, not wanting to eat. So it might be, but he been getting shots since day one. So I really don't know. That's the whole argument to what side you would be on, to how you feel about autism. I don't know. And why did I find out? I found out because when I took him to the doctor, when I answered the questionnaire, he ended up not doing some of the stuff on the questionnaire. So I wanted to see from a professional point of view. What do I notice that artistic traits in my child? Okay, so we'll start recently. He don't do this no more, but he did it for like 2 weeks. When he'll wake up in the morning, he'll start flapping and saying, but I think the flapping was, I'm alive, I'm awake, and I want to eat. And let's get up and go, Mommy. Okay, so, but he did it for 2 weeks, but he don't do it no more. Like, looking back on my Snapchats, I see that Marvelous tried to bite me a couple times. And when I was feeding him, he didn't like the texture. He won't touch food that look ugly or look nasty or something like that. He won't touch it, but he'll eat it. But he'll make me feed it to him. And he wouldn't touch the corn, or maybe just the texture of it. He don't like it. What else? But then he'll get used to it. Sometimes, he'll get used to it. What else did I notice about him? He don't like the sun. Eye contact. He wouldn't hear his name being called. Now if I say Marvelous, he ain't look. But a lot of times he'll, but this could be because now he's into a part of his show that he like. But he won't respond to his name, or he wouldn't. Like I said, sometimes he does now. Well, like the hand thing, he used to always look at his hand. See, like now he's coming, because he heard me. He was coming. Come here. I did call you.